Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise this morning to ask question number 49 of 2017, which is under my name on today's order paper. My question is directed to the Minister of Local Government, Housing and Environment, Infrastructure and Transport. The question is, can the Minister update on in this House the speed cameras that are placed on the highways in our country? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. I give the floor to the Honourable Minister for Local Government, Housing, Environment, Infrastructure and Transport.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I thank the Honourable Member. Madam Speaker, LTA has continued with its program of installing red light and speed cameras across Fiji. There are currently 25 fixed poles on which 10 cameras are operated on a rotational basis. 3 of these cameras are dual, which is red light and speed, whereas 7 are speed cameras only. Madam Speaker, this program has assisted the authority in terms of automating red light and speeding enforcement. Madam Speaker, the first cameras were installed in 2013, and since that, close to 200,000 traffic infringement notices have been issued for speeding. In the 2016, Madam Speaker, the calendar year, the numbers of teens processed was 65,169, of which 24,873 was for red light and 40,296 was for speeding. Furthermore, Madam Speaker, from 1st January 2017 to now, a total of 11,703 teens were issued, of which 1,057 for red light and 10,646 for speeding. Madam Speaker, LTA has made a good progress on its camera installation program, and I am pleased to say that the expansion on the coverage along identified black spot areas on the Queen's Highway has contributed to the reduction of road accidents. Madam Speaker, LTA will address some teething issues on the timely notification to offenders within the legislated 21 days from the date of offence. Madam Speaker, in order to improve on the timelines, the authority has outsourced its notification delivery services to the Post Fiji Limited, and I have also asked LTA to look into amending the current legislation timeline for the customers to pay at LTA from 21 days to 48 days. Madam Speaker, in conclusion, I would like to inform the House that the red light and speeding cameras is one of the enforcement tools in improving road safety. Madam Speaker, it complements the joint enforcement initiative undertaken by the LTA, the Fiji Police Force, and of course the driver's attitude and behavior. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you,
Madam Speaker. I thank the Honourable Minister for the information regarding red lights, regarding the offences that are captured under by the speed cameras. Who gets to be penalized for those offenders that are captured under the speed camera? Is it the drivers? Is it the vehicle owners? Or who gets to be penalized?
Honourable Minister.
The answer is the drivers.
The drivers?
Yeah.
Honourable
Honourable Chair, I just would ask the Honourable Minister to consider streamlining the speed restrictions on the highways because I mean, just for me, it's costing me a fortune to drive from Singapore to Suva because of the cameras. And I noticed that when you go to the post office in Singapore, there are mountains of envelopes for claims to people who drove at high speed. But I have since learned to drive appropriately. But the problem, Madam Speaker, is that there are too many speed limits. There are some 80 areas, there are some 60s, and there are some 50s.
That's the question.
And we would rather, as a driver on the highway, that you just bring it down to 2. 80 or 50 instead of 80, 60 or 50. Because, you respect the speed limits, but, you're driving, your mind is on other things, and you don't realize that you're driving 60 in a 50 area. For instance, Navola is 50, Krolevu is 60. And you can very easily be driving a 60 in Navola and you get penalized. So can I ask you to just streamline it, make it 2 instead of 3 or 4, whatever we have today. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Madam Speaker, when these initiatives were not taken, these were the same opposition members were saying what government is doing. Now he's worried about his time limit traveling to Suva and back to Nandonga. But what Honourable Member has said, I can refer this to the board for consideration. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Honourable Gandhi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My question to the Minister is the amount of speed cameras, the infringement and the attitude hasn't changed. It has been increasing. So what can the Ministry do to change and cultivate a new culture of drivers in Fiji? Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. It's quite right. There is a huge number of tins that were issued. But I think majority of the drivers were not aware that the cameras are in operation. So now this information has gone out loud and clear, and I can tell you this will reduce. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Delakarate.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I thank the Honourable Minister for the information. You mentioned that drivers are charged for the offence, but when the notification comes, if you have a speed offence, the charges come to the driver, to the owner of the vehicle. So, what is the case? But he said the driver is charged, but the owner of the vehicle is notified. And what happens to those that don't have information about their postal address and things like that?
Two questions. What do you want to know? Huh? I've already answered that.
Thank you. Being a victim, the form comes to the owner of the vehicle, and the owner of the vehicle writes down who the driver was according to the time and date.